sọ yìí on ṣeré ni àbọ̀ ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí on ṣeré ni àbọ̀ ń ṣe.
It can either be any of them. Sarakonda, what exactly would you say Egbere Jolantan did that got Sarakonda to follow Atiku in 2014 to go and start APC, Egbekegbe? Like, what exactly was their motivation at the time? Today, Atiku has now left that PDP again for another coalition called ADC, while Sarakonda and others are waiting behind to make sure that the PDP doesn't die. Mind you, Werewike is still there. Just go into their garden and say, what are you going to do about Werewike? Then you begin to hear some, some thesis, like somebody's going to write thesis on it and tell you why they can't do that now and all that. Because Werewike has a court injunction that can't get them to get rid of him, because they are all the same. Wike said he's doing exactly what Atiku and people like Sarakonda did in 2014, just that in a reverse kind of a way now, because he is not doing it to remove sitting president of his party. He's actually doing everything to make sure that his party never has any presidential candidate or any president at all anymore. Something like, you know. Anyway, they all gathered today. They are once upon a time threatened to be demolished national headquarters, PDP's Wadata House in Abuja, where again it was like, okay, you know what, we need to now possibly convene our national convention, maybe, then elect the proper party executives, since Werewike has used court cases to finish the existing or the past executive and the current acting executives, right? So maybe if they go on and do their new convention, they can choose their new guys, and they can possibly stand the chance of facing Kolu in 2027. That one is a different conversation though. But yeah, as all of them, I think I have a video, yeah, all of them arrived for their NEC meeting, rather NEC, in Abuja today.
Yes, Your Excellency, welcome, sir. The youth are greeting you, sir.
Of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that we have peace in our nation. Or join them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their journey. Furthermore, our security agents.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
So right now they have now scheduled their national convention or something to November in Ibadan. So we'll see how that goes, how that plays out in November. Remember the story of Kwakwanso, you know, possibly the campaign to APC, Egbekebe to go and join Tinubu. It was in Aso Rock 2 days ago, allegedly. So today he's back in Kano. And he was with his own Kwakwanso movements and all these guys, and NPP guys. What is said about Tinubu is not showing that this arrangement of him joining them in APC is going well yet. Allegedly. Here is what Kwakwanso told his followers in Kano. He said Tinubu is deliberately developing southern Nigeria and neglecting the northern part of Nigeria intentionally. And that automatically means Tinubu is the enemy of the north. I don't think if the talk is going well, they will do this in Kano, but of course, they are career criminals, remember? These two. Probably it's not enough to rule out whatever they have together. But here is the full statement of Kwakwanso in Kano today. Please listen. It's a long watch. If you have the time, please.
Please get seated. Get seated, please. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyil karim. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, and all other excellencies here are present. Your Royal Highnesses, the Emirs of Kano, Gaya, Rano, and Karai, members of the National Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking the Kano State government for organizing this occasion and also thank them for inviting me. Let me also thank the committee that has done an excellent work which we all support. At this point, I would like to speak to the members, our members of the National Assembly and State Assembly here in Kano, and all those that we can call our own. We have seen what has happened in the past, and I think it's important for you and all of us to consider the mistakes of others while we have an opportunity to do our jobs now. I remember especially 1999 to 2000, and 3, and of course, right through to this National Assembly, we have seen a situation where our members were given the opportunity to really represent their constituents. But unfortunately, on many occasions, they were compromised. We have seen a situation whereby the rich in the country worked so hard to raise a lot of money to bribe members of the National Assembly, especially those who are representing us. And as a result of that, we now have a tilted arrangement in terms of resources sharing in the country. Many people will think that they have won. I don't believe so. Because I believe the issues that we have today in this country, especially in this part of the country, has to do with mismanagement of resources by leaders at the national level and state levels, and even at local government levels. And of course, it has to do with the little that had to be given to those concerned. Now we have opportunity again, and we are very much aware that the rich once more is working so hard to take from the poor. And I'm sure all of us at leadership level in this country are members of Kwakwanso, members of NNPP, even though what is going to happen is a bipartisan arrangement. People representing us, whether in our party or any other party for that matter, must stand firm and do the right thing. And I want to appeal to the presiding officers, which fortunately I was one of them, to do the right thing when they are considering this amendment. We want to know by name of those who supported A or B in this amendment, because it is very important, and that is what the law and the Constitution says. So we are keeping our eyes on all those concerned. Let me also advise those who are struggling by all means to take everything, to remember that some of the issues that we have in this part of the country today has to do with lack of enough resources and of course mismanaging the little that comes in. And that's why we have insecurity, we have poverty, and so on and so forth. And of course, it is happening here mainly, but it affects everywhere, because like desert, it will go to everywhere. Let me, at this point, advise the federal government, especially, on the distribution of federal resources. From the information available to us, it's like most of the national budget is now tilting to one direction in this country. Yesterday, I was to come by air. Unfortunately, my airline decided to shift our takeoff from 3 to 8 p.m. I had to come by road. From Abuja to Kaduna to Kano was a hell, terrible, very bad road. And this is the road that was started many years ago, right from the beginning of the leadership of the APC. Now we are told that there is a road now from the south to east. Let me say at this point that we support infrastructure anywhere in this country. In fact, I was telling myself that I wished that road was done before 2023 election, because I was the only aspirant or candidate who traveled to all nooks and corners across this country. I would have used that road. So we support roads everywhere and any other thing that is good for the people, especially for the masses. But a situation where government is taking our resources and dumping it in what part of the country, and other parts of the country are left just like that, I don't believe that is the right thing to do by the government itself. And this is the time.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Because I would like to see that development he's talking about in the southern Nigeria. Because southern Nigeria comprises of the west, the east, as well as the Niger Delta, which is the worst part of the east. So anyone here can tell us how Tinubu has developed the south. Is it the coastal, Lagos Calabar coastal road? Is that what he's referring to? That Tinubu is concentrating on the south. That statement is not true. So possibly it's everything else he said in that video. Baba, if anybody still tells you that they are not already in the 2027 mode, and you believe them, I don't know who to blame, but you, because with what you know, these guys are already in their 2027 mode. And stuff like this will keep popping up. So you Southerners, now they enjoy it better than the Northerners under Tinubu. And tell us, that's what Kwakwanso went to Kano to tell his people. Just like what Rotifmi Amechi went to tell his own people or his own supporters in Rivers yesterday. I finally found a full clip of what he told them. The ADC in Rivers, Rotifmi Amechi will be my Judas Iscariot, ladies and gentlemen.
We are new members of ADC. ADC is an adopted party by the coalition. The coalition will run election in ADC. We are told by the coalition that there are congresses that will elect new officers in due course. When the National Party will decide when that will take place. Most importantly, is have your eyes on 2027. To have your eyes on 2027, please go home and start registration. We'll be working with the executive, we'll form a committee, local government by local government, that will go from ward to ward to ascertain the number of people we have. If you allow them to leave you out, our state is notorious for writing results. We must stop them from writing results, right? They make noise after writing results. We will stop them from writing results. Please go home now and start mobilizing, because these are the people that will come and vote. Let me tell you one bad thing that we should not do. When you say they have already received the result, you discourage voters from coming out. To come out and for the removal of the current government. If not, you will under your phone now. Currently, Nigerians are complaining in President Tinubu's first tenure. Imagine what the second tenure will be like. Then you'll be dead and buried. People are dying every day, not of sickness, but of starvation. If you're not ready to confront them, I'm looking for those who work with you to